Hi everybody, welcome to my channel and welcome to the Put-in Bay Photo Safari. Put-in Bay is both a bay and a town on South Bass Island off the coast of the United States in Lake Erie. Put-in Bay is the site of the Battle of Lake Erie, the most important naval battle in American history, and possibly the most important in world history, because of the way it changed the dynamic of the entire planet. Now, Put-in Bay is also an exciting vacation spot and the home of an incredible environmental experiment. These lovely little lightweight electric vehicles that everyone here drives. There's no reason on this mild paradise to have a heavy car. Air conditioning isn't required. Heating isn't required. The fresh air blowing in your face is perfect. So we just went down one of the main streets. On the left is the park. You can see that there are delightful little shops and restaurants and bars and hotels. It's the typical island vacation getaway, except this one also shares an historical monument. On our right, we'll see construction for expanding Perry's Victory and International Peace Monument. And straight ahead, you can see the beautiful waters of Lake Erie. Those in Greece and the Bahamas often try to compare their water to that in Lake Erie, but it pales by comparison. We're going to turn right now and head to our first stop, which is out at the east end of the island. And there is Perry's Monument. It's about 350 feet tall, built by a grateful nation to Commodore Oliver Hazard Perry, the commander of the American fleet in the Battle of Lake Erie. Here, they beat a British fleet and captured the lake for America. On the right, you'll see three flags: US, British, Canadian. Two of those countries were involved in the battle, and Canada's there for some reason. This bivouac is for the celebration of the anniversary today. This is the 209th anniversary of the Battle of Lake Erie. Only 100 yards to our right is the other side of the island. This is a narrow isthmus where the monument is located. On the left is the harbor. Look at all these lightweight electric vehicles. There are hardly any cars at all on this island. You fly in or take a boat over and you rent yourself a little electric vehicle, and that's all you need. Look at that water on the left. Now, South Bass Island is part of a series of islands. There's also Mid Bass Island. There's North Bass Island. Each one has a little airport, a little airstrip, and there are ferries that run between them. These are passenger ferries. Hardly any cars at all. Now, if you want to find where we are on a map, we're on Ohio 357. This route only runs across this island. There are no bridges, no access to the mainland other than by air or water. Ideal, isn't it? Wow, a gas guzzler. Obviously a foreigner, No one in Ohio would buy a foreign car because they know that they're putting a neighbor out of work when they buy one. It's probably a Harley Davidson, an American motorcycle. Now, as we drive out to the east side of town, we're in a relatively narrow part of the island, not as narrow as the isthmus where the monument is, but it's only a couple hundred yards to the right or left to the water, and it's deep water. There are lots of boats. Many of them are sailboats. Sail is also an environmentally friendly form of power, like these lightweight electric vehicles. We're shooting the video on this drive with a GoPro 8 Black. It's shot entirely in 4K. Photographs that I'm taking today are being shot on a Canon 5D SR with a Canon 28-135 USM IS lens, which is changed the lens from my last photo safari on Hilo, Hawaii, where I used Zeiss glass, and the glass was wonderful, but it wasn't the right conditions. Windy island shoots, handheld, really require something other than a Zeiss. Bicycling is another popular way of getting around the island. Yep, more bicycles. Electric vehicles and bicycles. How delightful. So out at the end of the island, we are within swimming distance of Canada, and not any place in Canada, but the southernmost point of Canada. And from my extensive research, they claim that that island, which is called Middle Island, is further south than the most southern countries in Europe, which explains why we have a Mediterranean climb here on Put-in Bay. Here's the first shot I took at the end, showing the lightweight electric vehicles. Live shot. Don't give up the ship. Quaint. Commodore Perry popularized the phrase, "Don't give up the ship," and came up with another famous American phrase. Oh, that's Canada. That's Middle Island. You can swim there from here. The other phrase he popularized was, "We have met the enemy and they are ours." This security notice I found quite funny. We are at the end of the United States. There is no security here. There is no customs. You just walk on. But there is a security camera, they tell us. So let's start our drive back. Wow, smell that freshly cut grass. Is that amazing? You know, if you live in many parts of the country, when you come east to a place like Ohio, the first thing that overwhelms you is the green. It's green everywhere. The amount of water that they have. I mean, two of the largest water systems in North America run at the north and south of Ohio. And so the entire state is constantly green. The trees, the grass. I'll bet there isn't a single sprinkler system on this entire island. And of course, the water in the Great Lakes and Lake Erie is fresh water, very fresh water. It also means that we have delightful fresh water seafood. Some call this the Perch Republic or the Perch Riviera because the perch here and the walleye is just incredible. Fishermen catch it in the morning and you have it for lunch. If they catch it in the afternoon, you can have it for dinner. But you certainly wouldn't want to store your perch overnight in a refrigerator. That's the stuff we sell to other places. Notice that no one's zipping along quickly. It's a nice, friendly, I'm guessing 25 miles an hour, but that's a guess. I didn't even think I've seen a speed sign. Now, coming up, we're going to be taking pictures of the monument itself, and we're going to be getting some water shots. And I think in my mind, I've got an idea for a postcard that will include both the monument and the harbor. And the harbor is where the American fleet waited for the British to come down before they pounced on them. And not only did they win the battle, but they took possession of the entire British fleet, captured it all, which is why we've met the enemy and they are ours. The message he sent to General Harrison, later President Harrison, telling them of his incredible victory. And then the final stop is going to be at the harbor itself, which today is filled with lovely boats. Anyone who knows me knows that I really like boats, not as much as I like planes. I flew in here last night on a Cessna 172 RG, also known as a Cessna Cutlas. It's a plane I really enjoy flying. It does about 135 knots, gets great gas mileage. I mean, really incredible. And all IFR. And there we are, coming out, and you can see the vast amount of water in front of us. So I'm going to pull off just ahead and grab a couple pictures. As you can see, I picked dusk, which is the golden time to take photographs for our photo safari, so we can get some excellent shots. Oh, right there. That's going to be it. Let me pull over right here and get that shot. And a couple others. Okay, I don't want to get hit. Here's a shot looking out at the bay. I like the reflection of the water. Here's looking at the harbor itself. You notice there are a lot of masts for sailboats. Just lovely. Looking over at Middle Bass Island, straight across the way. A local dock. While your friends can come and visit you via boat. Or there are lots of ferries running around the Erie Islands. And now, here comes what I think is a good postcard shot. That's it. You got the harbor where Perry was. You have the monument. Yeah, I think I could sell these. Okay. Let's head down to the harbor. Now, the reason why the battle was so important was the British were trying to control all of the Great Lakes, which means at the end of the War of 1812, they would control all the way to Minnesota and Chicago. And we're talking about Ohio was a state during this war. This is taking part of the United States of America. And instead, Great Britain got bounced, and its dreams of recapturing part of its North American glory was dashed. It is a grateful nation that built that monument to an amazing hero. There's a delightful video on the Smithsonian Channel you might want to check out if you want to learn more about the Battle of Lake Erie. Look at all this construction being done. All for the Monument and Peace Center. And that was the last battle in North America. And that's why it's the Peace Center. There's been no war subsequently. I'm going to pull off up ahead. Just for a second, I'm going to run in and get myself a Diet Coke. Okay, let's go. Gotta watch out for traffic behind me. Oh, got a station wagon coming next. Let's wait for him. There we go. Now we can pull out. Thanks for your patience, folks. Lots of traffic today. Ooh, there's a speed trap ahead. On the right, we have a constable checking to make sure no one is speeding. And behind the constable, you can see the harbor with lots and lots of very pretty boats. I'm going to do a U-turn here into a space. One of the advantages of these lightweight electric vehicles is they turn on a dime. Oop, parallel park. Don't want to be too close. Okay, so let me get out and take some shots in the harbor. See if I can find another postcard. Come up with a whole set. You know, I think the boardwalk might want this shot. Boats in front of the restaurant. Just checking, the policeman is leaving. And this is a dock, which is also a commercial dock, where ferries land from other islands. I think it's people enjoying a picnic. Oh, there's a ferry. Shot of a ferry I took coming into the commercial dock. Okay, let me show you this one. This is the postcard shot. Absolutely. The monument, sailboats. I mean, isn't that gorgeous? And here's the other one I'll offer to the boardwalk. And I took a picture of the harbor where the fleet was, and there just happened to be this quaint little boat as well. But this is where Perry's fleet was, so it's an historical shot. And here is the typical scene in Ohio. A happy couple enjoying the sunset from their boat, with Perry's monument behind them. More boats. Lots of boats. Meet lots of boaters here. Well, thanks for joining me. Hope to see you on one of my photo safaris again real soon. Check it Bravo Alpha Charlie for the next edition.